So the first question I guess we're going to ask you is kind of what your background, so your experience, your education, kind of your work experience, but also like kind of.
So I left my country, which is Istanbul, Turkey, 1990. I moved to New York and lived there for 3 years. And I moved to Pacific Northwest, 93. Between 1990 to about 7-8 years, I worked for the different restaurants in New York and Spokane, both front of the house, back of the house. Learned the business, and then we opened a really small restaurant.
And this was in New York, you said?
No, we opened the original White House, 1996, 20 years ago. You know where the Oval Office is? Where D and those guys like to go.
Yep, see someone.
So that used to be half of that size of that restaurant was the original White House. So we started very, very little.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
The Oval Office is pretty good.
Oval Office, well, that you know how there's a bar, small room, and a big room. When we first started White House, there, the big room wasn't there. That's an expansion later on.
Okay.
Yeah, so it started small and then keep going bigger and bigger. Hopefully, will continue.
So initially, when you were starting up, how much initial capital did you see for your startup?
So I was gonna tell you this. So when we opened, we started very small, and we pretty much did everything in the beginning. That I worked probably $90, $100 a week, every day of the week and non-stop. Because we didn't have enough capital to start, so we had to pay back the money that we borrowed. Every time I open a business now, or if I give my opinion to somebody else, I would say, sit down, make a guesstimate how much money you would need, and double that money, put in your bank account.
So so you maxing out credit cards kind of idea?
Well, in the beginning, we started with $35,000. It's a 7-table restaurant, and like I said, we didn't have any employees or anything. So with that, we didn't require that much cash. Then when we opened like this one, because this was a bank room. It was pretty much. Yeah, it was a bank.
It was actually okay.
It was a bank. It was a bus park bank and it turned into a restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, so would I do it again, bank into the restaurant? No. Restaurant business is of course a high turnover place. Even though we do have the employees or friends who've been with us for 20 years and 2015, 16. So one of the lowest turn business probably with the employees will be our 2 restaurants. Dependability is the most important thing for us. Appearance is very, very important. Being in a retail business, how you and your personality to treat others is very important. We don't look for too much in experience because we kind of like to grow our own people here. So those are pretty much what we look for: dependability and appearance.
If you were to do another venture again, what would you do differently?
Well, it wasn't always the golden goose for me. I had a failed business in Spokane, and one of the things was the biggest thing about it, I didn't know my own capacity. That is very important for you to be able to know that, hey, I'm running this 2 business, I'm running it very successfully, do I have room within me to expand or just hang on to this ones? Or am I educated enough or experienced enough to able to bring others in and then run the new adventure without a hand being always hand on? Next one, I will have that because of this experience that I had. That you bring a better of yourself to get bigger.
Were you trying a restaurant in Spokane as
I
well?
opened a very busy, beautiful restaurant in Southfield, and I closed it because we couldn't run it, not because it wasn't customer base.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's very important to be able to know that it's like now I like to have 2 days off. The way I run the restaurants, I make sure that 99% of the time I have 2 days off. Well, I opened the third restaurant. I had to work twice much because it was my bad planning. So you have to take some of the responsibilities yourself. You cannot just say, hey, it was my mistake to not succeed that one.
As you're developing, do you feel like you just kind of mastered, slash like a jack of all trades in the developing company? Like you kind of just learned every role in the company itself? So I'm assuming you cook as well?
I was very fortunate enough that when we started the business, I already worked in pretty much every aspect of the restaurant business. Yes, I still cook. I can come out and do anything that they need me to. But most importantly, being in the business, that I know what individual people can accomplish, or it's too much to accomplish. So you need to know your business. I wouldn't like I'm not a very good baker. I wouldn't open a baker shop thinking that somebody else is gonna do baking for me. Because what if middle of the day they walk out? What do I do?
Okay.
I hear lots of horror stories about the restaurant business with that. That people will middle of the lunch, their cooks are walked out because they're never there. They trusting these cooks. These cooks say, hey, what the hell? And then big mess. So I would tell you that make sure that you know your business more than anybody else.
If you had one piece of advice for someone starting out, what would it be?
Depends what business is, but like I said, when you open a business, my advice would be, don't make your budgeting and everything for a sunny, everything is gonna be an awesome type of attitude. Hey, what if? Always put that what if into the business. When we first opened the business, me and my business partner, then we said, what if we fail? And then we said, well, we both can go work for somebody else, and both of us pays $15 a day. We can pay the rent, but we wouldn't bankrupt. Versus you're in the stock market, you take all your money, your house, and everything, and put it in the stock market, and that market is going down. What happens? Now you don't have anything. So take a steps that with a what if. What if? I'm not saying don't do anything. Always be adventurous and owning businesses, fun owning businesses gives you lots of awesome things. But always think about what if. You start making money, don't go buy a Mercedes. save your money. Just make sure that you always have money in the bank for the rainy days.